Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner, with a very special episode of VSW Podcast. Tonight, we're going to talk chaotic wrestling's final fight, their final fight of the year. Let's give Disable Wolf a ring and see if he's ready to roll. Oh, I don't want to do video. I want to do voice.
This Sable Fee.
There he is, folks. There he is. Disable Wolf. He's here. And we're ready to kick things off. I was just telling the fans how we are talking tonight about Chaotic Wrestling's final fight, the last show of the year. And to be honest with you, I think Chaotic has been the Wolf. I'm like Chaotic's year and the Wolf's year have like been conjoined. This is the year that you fell in love with Chaotic Wrestling.
Absolutely, Versace.
Since those early shows and Reloaded, and then the early shows that we went to, and then we started getting more into the storylines, and now it's like must see. There
I
was
know.
we had some conflicts of interest over the summer months and fall months with the some of our favorite promotions running against each other, and we actually chose Chaotic Wrestling.
That that is amazing because Chase Del Monte has done a fantastic job getting new guys together. It was a rebuilding year with the pandemic and with the usual main eventers like leaving, going to other endeavors, some coming back, some going through. And I think they've done a fantastic job with a lot of these new students in the undercard. And there's so many waiting to get on to help out at the shows, Versace.
Oh, of course, there's like tons, and I think, Chaotic does a tremendous job bringing in all tiers of wrestlers, from your up and coming new stars like Levangie, all the way to your veteran stars like AG,
Or done.
and we see them all put together in a great, fantastic show. And really, I have to say he does a tremendous job with it, really captivating the audience, captivating the fans, and getting us involved into the storylines, wanting to see what's going to happen. Tonight we're going to talk about a very big storyline. The we're in kind of really invested in here at the VSW. It's something that's captivated your attention very much so, and we'll get into all that fun tonight here on the VSW. And then following that, we're gonna do a VSW free for all. We're gonna let some folks come in and talk whatever they want to talk about. I know a few people have asked to already go in, so we'll be taking calls and doing some other fun stuff later on the
Absolutely.
evening.
So here's the thing, Versace. You'll get the wolf through chaotic after chaotic. I'm going to be in and out of our free for all, let some of the guests talk, and then I'll be in and out with the call. But I can't wait to see what we do as a pilot run for very cool stuff we want to do after the holiday season into the new year.
We do. We got your favorite champion holding two titles right now in New England gonna come on and start things off. I can't wait.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
Well, you'll just have to wait and see and be surprised now, won't you, to say, Wolf?
Oh, absolutely.
But why don't you jump into this card here at Chaotic Wrestling and tell the fans, what are we in store for tomorrow night?
Absolutely. So we're in store for not only the epic main event of the century in New England indie wrestling, that's gonna shape the course into the new year, but I'm also looking forward to the undercard too. And I'll get into the tag match last, but I am gonna start off with there is a match showcasing we talk about younger talent, right? So there's a mix of a veteran and three of the top five rising stars in New England are in one fatal four-way match. It is someone who's been a veteran is Adam Booker facing off against now former New England Wrestling Chaotic Champion Brad Cashew versus Mortar versus the new champion, the smoking at man smoke show himself, Ricky Smokes.
My God, I mean, these are like almost all my favorite wrestlers and right now on the scene, like in one match. I can't even decide who I would want to win this one, but
I
like,
think 50, at least 50 of them. I think 75% of the participants in this match might be on like a Ring of Honor, NXT, or even AEW within the next 2 to 3 years.
if there is a Ring of Honor in the next 2 to 3 years.
My Impact MLW. I should have said that. My bad, Ringside.
But honestly though, you're right. These people will be on AEW before you know it. You know, we saw Brad Cashew get screwed in Maine recently by Dirty Dango. The Maine fans don't know Brad like the New England Boston fans know Brad.
And I
And the Chaotic
guarantee you
fans
one
definitely
thing.
know Brad because you know what? The Chaotic fans have their own. Brad has his own fan base in Chaotic. You can see them. They wear cashew shirts. They help him sell stuff. They're great. And they're nuts, but they're great. And
I guarantee you this match will last more than 31 seconds for
oh,
Sachi.
last 131 seconds, you know. He was blindsided though out there. You saw what happened. I posted the footage today. Everybody can see what had happened. You can see Brad's excellence. You can see the dirty tricks done by Dirty
Those
Dango.
saying the state capitals and push ups. Talk about multitasking in this generation for
I mean, there's
Sachi.
some people's brains that don't even work that way. They can't even. They wouldn't
Ha
even be
ha
able to do
ha.
the push up. They would fall flat in their face. Horrible. But then, okay, you got him. That's great. He was a great former champion. He's been amazing. But you got the new champion, Ricky Smokes. This kid's another one. He has killed it every scene, every place we go. He is the smoke show. You know, this guy is very charismatic. Whether you love him or hate him or whatever you think of him, if you are a fan of wrestling, you'll be a fan of him because he is what wrestling's all about. He has a
His speed and
personality.
charisma is huge in the ring. He runs around. He's hard to catch by opponents. He's hard
That's what
to
I'm
do
saying. Like, I
suplexes.
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's what personality in wrestling is all about. People should look to him and inspire to be like him. Honestly, he has done a tremendous job. I mean, from Ricky Archer to now, just really with character design and building up. Plus, his in ring, it's great. And he's always fun to watch. And he plays that character well. He'll push you out the way as a fan. He'll tell you to shut up. He won't look at you, and that's fine. I get that. But just know here at the VSW, we do enjoy watching him. He is one. And another person that we enjoy watching in this match a lot, and I know a lot of
It's
people don't like him either, especially when he's with his favorite tag team, with our favorite tag team rather, and he's with our favorite manager, and that's Mortar.
okay. Mortar.
And he's another one that has come such a long, long way
When
in
he
his
was
career.
wrestling as his real self, like he lacked the charisma, but he's getting so much better in that ring, Versace, since the pandemic. He really crafted his excellence. He's been
He
really
really
great with
has.
the
He's,
suplexes.
he really has. He's a pleasure to watch. I get excited to watch him. Like I said, I was really, really, really upset about missing that one show that they were on up in
Oh
Maine
yeah.
when we were supposed to see it. But regardless,
Hopefully, whoever wins the main event gets to book his manager next year.
oh, we hope so. We hope so. But I'm a fan of Motor. I love seeing him wrestle. And I can't wait to see what he has in store. And Adam Booker's name just speaks for himself. I mean, this guy's a legend in the ring. He's a legend in chaotic.
He just got embarrassed by the unit in that main event, the breaking point, but he's looking to redeem himself, capture the title. But my,
Let me ask you this question before you go further. Who hasn't been embarrassed by the unit? Shit.
oh, I know.
All of Maine was embarrassed by the unit. AC told it how it was to those Maine people.
His lifelong friends too. Like
He told his family, his fan base, I think his own mom, Alec Price's mom. I don't even know who was there for family, like friends, people he's lifelong fans. of Maine. He's been there for 5, 6 years coming, and he told them how it was, and it was great. I clapped for him because you know what? About time somebody told the truth out there. Second of all, he does the same thing in chaotic, and him, JT Dunn, Danny Miles, Trigger OG, Verna. You got a great group. This is probably the best stable that New England has ever seen.
Since we're talking about the unit, I don't want to talk too much about them. Before we move on, there's another unit match besides the main event. It is two members of the unit defending the tag team titles. Trigger OG and Danny Miles will defend them against the Shook with Bobby Orlando and Bryce Donovan, the Shook crew. After winning the breaking point, you missed another great match, Fatal 4-Way tag match against MSP, Higher Society with Mortar. They've beat and they beat the team of Price and Rourke to get a shot at these titles. I am looking forward to this match too.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a great tag team match. I mean, I'm all for the Shook crew, but I'm all for the unit too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just a big Shook fan. I mean, they're one of the better teams that come out of Creative Pro. They've done great things in New England. I've watched them in Beyond. I've seen them in Limitless. We've seen them fight singly. Bobby Orlando had a great match with Love Dog for the love of Bobby Orlando Jr. The Love Dog
Poor,
actually won that match.
I
Might I
don't
add?
know if he'll be able to compete, Bobby Jr. though. He got hurt pretty bad at Beyond, I heard, so
Yeah,
he might be there just to watch.
he's been out of commission, but I'm just saying, that did happen at Limitless at the Road. Bobby Orlando did fight Love Dog for that love. And this will be a great test for the unit here at Chaotic because I mean, I face it, they have besides MSP, besides these other teams, who they've really had as a tag team that's a real tag team. You mentioned a bunch of names in that tag match. That's great, but some of them are makeshift tag teams. You know how I feel about makeshift tag teams.
You don't approve. Versace doesn't approve of that.
I don't, and unfortunately, Connor Murphy is still injured or on his way to recovery, so the competition has been out. I haven't seen them wrestle in a long time, but we did see them wrestle when we were there. They did a tremendous job. They were very acrobatic, and the things they were doing. Chaotic has a very strong tag division. It's just some people are injured, some people have went solo, and then the unit just dominates.
Absolutely. I do think that the unit is going to retain this in this match because it leads into the unpredictable factor. If they win this, it doesn't make a difference if their leader or the current chaotic owner gives the unpredictability. Because if Shook Crew win, then people think that the unit will lose in the main event easily. So I think they're going to give it to the unit to retain, and the Shook Crew will get their shot again within the new year.
Potentially, yes.
I'd like
I
to hear.
think, I think it will happen. I mean, I would say yeah. I mean, otherwise we might see a total sweep across the board. Um, I would say yeah. Potentially the Shiku does pull it off. They are favored to probably win this, but it is unit territory. Anything can happen. Anybody can probably interfere if they want.
Yeah.
I would just say that there's more of the unit than there are Shook Crew. And with Bobby Orlando Jr. out of commission, who else has their back?
Absolutely. And you don't know if some of the teams are going to appear tomorrow night, whether it's just a one off in the main to help the main event or in this to help the tag match. But I think a lot of people's minds aren't going to be in that match in terms of the roster that isn't scheduled to wrestle. So I think the unit retain. And I'm ready to move on, Versace. You?
I sure am.
So I don't know if there's a match or not advertised, but the higher society is advertised. If you remember during the Lexington show we went to right before, they didn't wrestle, but Paris Van Dale and Amane Chaos was handing out applications to have a new higher society member. Maybe they reveal that person tomorrow night because they're on a poster graphic.
Really?
Yeah, Trying to find it right now, Versace.
That would be, I mean, who knows what happens? I mean, I'm always a fan of Higher Society. You know
It
that.
is called Hunt for a Higher season finale.
They should just, come to their senses and pick me. There is nobody higher than the Versace stunner.
Ah ha ha ha! And and there's no one as crazier as the wolf.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
Like chaotic. I am so. If we cap off the year going to chaotic as our last wrestling event with them, I'd be completely happy. It's really higher. It showed me as a growth when we first went to chaotic. I was lost, didn't know too much about the indie scene. Now I'm becoming a huge diehard and bring the energy up.
You really are. I think you've come as far as like learning the independence scene, breaking out of your pro wrestling bubble. I'll call it, because prior to that, I mean, honestly, you were a WWE diehard. I mean, I used to be the same way, and then I got into the indie scene a little bit through other things, and then I really started to see, this is where the gold's at. But it took you a little bit, but I think this year was definitely the year. Shows like Reloaded, shows like The Road, shows like Behind Closed Doors, all helped you follow along to something weekly that got you to know the characters. So when we went to see a live show, you already knew who we were seeing. That helped a lot. I'm a big fan of that weekly program, and even if it is taped and not live,
I do like it too because honestly, honestly, I know you'll probably talk about them on your next podcast. I'm not going to mention the name, but to these idiots that want to associate us don't understand it has nothing. This has nothing to do with the chaotic roster or anything. They're awesome. Has nothing to do, but those guys don't realize you. If we're gonna ever do something, I'd rather do a tape format, build a roster. If I were to have to start a promotion myself, I'd be just saying Versace, not jump in to fight my friends and think people are just going to magically show up.
no. But I mean, you got to remember there's something, disabled. If you got to start somewhere, look at our podcast, look at our YouTube, look where it is now. But look where it was a year ago. We started somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got to
Exactly.
start somewhere. But it's not so much of where you start, it's how long you stay in that starting position. You got to get out of that. You got to get out of that mentality. And then once you're out of that mentality, then yeah, sure, it's fine. But yeah, I get you. I get you.
Oh yeah, but I think maybe it's a new chaotic dude. Maybe it's Shannon Levangie that could join because she just finished a long program with Ava Everett. Neither one of them are advertised for tomorrow night, so maybe they're the third member of Higher Society. Even though Ava did have
Really, that
problems
that would be interesting.
because
Ava,
Ava
but
did have problems with them in that tag match in our hometown of VSW headquarters when Paris Van Dale and Ava had a miscommunication that gave Alicia Anderson and Shannon Levangie the win.
so what you're saying though is that there's no art. So there's no art in chaotic.
Not yet, because Smokes is
Interesting.
doing his own thing. Rourke teamed up with Price, so who knows?
Yeah. No, but they could have ran it there. It's interesting though, but they no, I like it. I like
Maybe
when promote.
Ava,
I
maybe
mean,
the
some
art.
things I don't mind being cross promotional. Some things are like, really again, and they can do better things max mixed up. I think Rourke and Price together is amazing, and as I said, seeing Ava in that way, Ava in higher society, I think would make wonders happen. Ava's always been a leader, and then you have another leader, Armani Chaos. Put those two minds together, and you could have something really
You
special
could
going
have one
on.
of those students that we see in NCW that are Lucky Pro that don't get much time in chaotic yet because you could see the Israeli sensation, Gail Barkley, be officially joined. You could have Randy Rivera. I think it's going to be one of his up and coming students
Well, I
if
don't.
they
First
do
of all, you got to
introduce.
remember this: higher societies are the bad guys. People boo for them. It ain't gonna be one of your fan favorite hometown fun guys.
No,
But
because if they're going to save if there is a turn, it won't be till later in the night. So I
No.
think they're going to give a new student the spotlight because they are focusing on next year, I assume. So, anyways, are you ready to move on, Versace?
I sure am.
So we got a match that might be an undercard, might be after intermission. We don't know. It can go either way. It could be first of the night, could be second to last. It's a match between one of our favorites and one of our flagship indie promoters in New wrestlers in New England, the undeniable Anthony Green versus the dime piece Aaron Rourke.
Someone
And
we
Aaron
just
Rourke
talked
has been
about,
on a
and
huge losing streak in Chaotic.
this is a great matchup. I think this is another one I really haven't seen too much of. Both of them making a mark,
Versace.
obviously.
I just
AG.
thought of something. Because remember when you were talking about the art with the higher society thing we were talking about? What if Ava turns on her boyfriend and reveals art in Chaotic?
That would be interesting.
It's not advertised for tomorrow, so you don't know.
That would be that is an interesting possibility. Um, and that would be something that we might see. Who knows? Like I said, anything can happen in wrestling. It's the end of the year show, so even more so, anything can happen.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this match because Aaron Rourke has a lot to prove because he hasn't had this real one-on-one shining moment match since Reloaded. He's been placed into like tag matches, battle royals, or other angles. I think this is in scrambles. This is his chance to shine against AG. I don't think he'll pick up the victory, but AG might want to pick up the victory so he can send fans. Because I don't think you'll see the last of AG after you see this match. Because I think he'll have an interesting part in later in the night. But because he was coming off a loss where he got eliminated by JT Dunn in the Breaking Point War Games match.
No, it's true.
He did win that Panoptic Battle Royal in our hometown, despite losing to the leader of the Scrunchy Squad, Becca, who we're going to talk about pretty soon.
AG right now is on top. I mean, I'm just wondering if eventually AG is going to turn heel himself. It won't happen in KI. It won't happen in this match. But down the line, we're bound to see it happen again. I mean, before he went to WWE and he was healing some promotions, he was definitely a healing beyond.
Yeah. Oh, I know it. And he's been a baby face ever since he came back from getting released by 205
Oh,
Live
of
in the
course. And I mean,
performance center.
why wouldn't you? You just, you were a WWE babyface. You might as well, come back with that. I'm just saying, we're bound to see him shocked and turn on someone. And people are going to be shocked when it happens. They're going to be shocked like Maine was shocked with AC. We knew how
They
AC. Thing is, we knew how AC was at Chaotic. A lot of the fans, when we went to Maine and talked to them, they don't watch. They didn't watch Chaotic, or they don't get to know it. They don't know about AC and his,
like
how he is
Like
down
I
here.
even called it in our preview. We did due to car issues. Luckily, we weren't in Maine when we had the car issues this time. We missed the prize possession, but I called it on the preview show saying that AC would have interfered in the main event and turned with and started the unit with JT Dunn.
Oh, I remember that. And but like I said, we were talking to some fans in the crowd and fans here, and you were telling them all about Chaotic. Check out Chaotic, check out Chaotic. And I think a lot of them just some said they had seen it, some said they never did. I just found it kind of interesting because you do see some of the same people in the same light, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to see kind of how a heel ace would be, but you know what? In my opinion, it's even more in Maine. Like, he's more vicious. I feel because he's more of a mouth. Where in chaotic, the mouth is really JT Dunn.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
back to this match here with AG. What I'm trying to say is, AG, if it wasn't against Aaron Rook, I would say would probably make a turn by the end of the year, but he's not. I think what you predicted is going to happen. I think you're going to see the formation of Art. I think, Ava's going to turn on him, and I think that's going to start. Either that, because that would be a great way for Aaron Rourke to get a big win over AG without AG having to take a really big loss. The other thing, I just want to say quickly about AG that I saw today. Why I have it straight in my head, because honestly, it's been all I've been able to think about since I saw it. Is with Proving Ground Toys, they
Oh
will
yeah, the figure.
they will be releasing soon next year 100 limited edition, obviously limited edition, AG
Two
figures.
of them have to go to the VSW.
Oh, we have to buy them. We have to get involved on this. I don't know how we're gonna do it. However we do it, we have to get involved. No matter what, and I very excited for it though. You know how I am with the figures.
Oh, I know it. But like we can find so many AEW figures near our hometown Target now. Like,
Yeah, I know, which reminds me.
but the problem is, Versace, if you can't get them signed, like, what's the point of buying all of them?
That's the thing. We can't get them signed. We have to wait. Unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to wait till we can get these guys to come to local shows or
But
even
I do got some
IWTV
good
shows.
news.
Well, look what happened with Well, look what happened with Orange Cassidy. Okay, he's a prime example.
Yeah, freshly
We
squeezed.
saw him down in IWTV 100. Okay, we met him outside the parking lot. We grabbed the picture. He signed our figure. Boom, we were out. He was the VIP guys. You had to get a VIP package for the meet and greet at All Out, and you couldn't even get your figure signed.
And here's the thing, Versace, is that the night we went to AEW in Boston, I had to work. It didn't matter. The FTR, Nyla Rose, and Sammy Guevara were the meet and greets, and you couldn't get any of them signing. All four of them had figures.
I'm looking at my Nyla Rose right now. Would have looked much better signed. But you know what I did notice?
But here's the good
AEW.
news, Versace.
But you know what I did
There's a new
notice?
Heroes Hideout that built two stores, one in Natick, one in Western Mass. You got Matt Hardy coming next year, and you got Ty Conti coming.
Yeah, let's just see if they allow personal items, and if they allow AEW figures. I have a feeling they're not. They're gonna say no. I have a feeling because AEW is doing something. If you notice when we went to AEW Boston, they had all the figures there for sale, and they were all $100 signed.
If I'm gonna pay that, I want a Series 1 signed.
That's not even worth 100 right now.
I know, I'm just saying.
Honestly, I'm just saying. But I mean, I'm seeing Series 3s and 4s and 5s signed. Definitely not worth that $100 asking price. When, like
I
I
hope.
said, the OC we got the way we got. If we didn't get the OC that way, I could say yeah, fine. If Chris Stat had her figure out by then,
It
we
hasn't
would
came
have
out yet.
gotten hers at the same show.
IWTV 100, yeah.
She was doing things there as well. So come on, AEW, stop playing the game, and trying to make it screw us around.
This
When I went,
this Matt Hardy signing, right, is a perfect opportunity to get his only AEW figure signed because next time I want to see him in a meet and greet, I don't want all my old items and titles. I want to wait till I see him with his brother.
exactly, and it's not, the- they're using a scapegoat saying COVID issue item signed. Dude, if the wrestlers are that worried about it, wear rubber gloves and sign the figures. It doesn't matter. Okay, most collectors keep their figures in packaging anyways. on top of the package. I mean, like an extra protective case.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I have to say, I think Aaron Rourke might get the big win over AG. I don't know. I think it's kind of been Aaron Rourke's breakout year, really, the dime piece. He's done a lot of great things, both in Chaotic, Limitless, Beyond,
Yeah. Creative Pro, definitely.
and exactly. We don't really cover that much here on the VSW. Maybe that's something we got to start to look into
I
as we
feel
look
like
into
it's the
22.
chaotic New York equivalent Creative Pro, you know? I heard nothing but really good things about it, run by I don't know if it's run by Cardona, it's run by his tag team partner, Brian Myers, formerly known as Kurt Hawkins.
So, I mean, it's got to be good. So, I mean, that's something maybe we start to check out in 22 as we look towards things to cover here on the
And they got a
VSW.
Wrestling Universe store out in that way too, you know?
Yes,
Yeah. Like are you ready to move on, Versace?
I am.
This is a match. I know we talk about this on our Limitless podcast quite often, but I'd like to mention this is very similar. I noticed they rotate people that are popular in the indies higher up in the indie. Chaotic does this too. They brought in Eddie Edwards at the time. They brought in one half of Bear Country to get a title shot. They had a not they had a one part of Kings of the District to Jordan Blade last time. And this time, the leader of the Scrunchy Squad, Becca, the Panoptic champion, is defender title. This is a person, believe it or not, who we haven't seen wrestled all year, who I've been dying to see wrestle. I see her kick ass on AEW. I see her kick ass on NWA Women's Division. She's another Russian like Masha Slamovich that's been killing it, but it's not Masha Versace. It's legit Layla Hirsch. I've been dying to see her wrestle live. I'm very excited for her.
Wow, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be a great matchup.
She's partners with one half of the Sea Stars, Ashley Fox. So may we see her and Delmy in the stands tomorrow night. We haven't seen them wrestle in a while.
No, we have not. That would be amazing, though. This is gonna be a great matchup, great classic female matchup. We just
She
saw,
had a killer match with Serena Deeb on Dynamite during the summer. One of the best women's matches that isn't Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker in the St. Patty's Day Slam.
and honestly, after seeing how Becca did such a technical matchup at her last show with Davey, it'll be interesting to see what kind of style she does here in this matchup with Layla.
Because
It's gonna be very
Layla's a
interesting to see this.
type of person you don't want to bully around. She seems like the person that could beat someone's ass. So Becca's got to be careful because she's like that MMA fighter striking style that people in New England aren't used to seeing. You know,
Oh no, for sure.
like like I'm I'm very excited to see her wrestle because she's a huge striker from Moscow, Russia. I don't believe she's signed to AEW, but like she spent a lot of time at Combat Zone Wrestling, spends a lot of time at NWA. She fought that tall women's champion Camille in a great match on Dynamite. So
Really.
she's on my radar. I've been dying to see her fight live.
Well, this is gonna be right up your alley then, because this we're gonna be in for a
Because if
great matchup.
Becca and Jordan Blade from Kings of the District, you missed it, stole the show. I can't imagine what these two are going to do. This could be the biggest test for Becca's young career. She's blossomed from someone who didn't have a lot of charisma, didn't have a lot, and she's blossomed into a huge role. She gets better and better each month she's in the ring, whether it's Limitless, NCW, Top Rope. Becca's in every promotion in New England, and
Oh
this is a
yeah,
huge
I mean
challenge for her.
she's another one of those people that have really taken off um, and just gotten better and better and better as we've gone on.
Because both have really good moonsaults. It's a battle of the moonsaults, Versace.
Oh yeah, I mean this is gonna be a very good matchup right now. Okay, This might be even one of the This could be the match of the night, honestly.
I feel like all these undercards aren't getting the match hype they deserve because of something we're going to talk about very, very soon. You know us, Versace, we pretend like we treat these podcasts like movie reviews or previews that we don't want to spoil it for the audience till we get to talk about it.
Exactly.
I've been dying to say these two names all day long, but we'll talk about this match. Like, I think Becca's gonna retain because I think Layla's just a one-off because she's very busy. I'm surprised Chase was able to grab her. Booker, I mean, for for tomorrow night again. Because originally it was Savannah Evans who we saw at We Are Wrestling, but she had to pull out. So this is a perfect replacement, even better, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, and this is gonna be a great match. I'm very excited for this. I do, however, do think that Becca will retain that title. I don't think I think she still has work done. She's not ready to give up just yet. That would be
I do
just my opinion.
Becca's really beloved by the fans in Chaotic because Chaotic's basically we live in Martown. They're basically our home promotion because even if they have a show near their home, they used to have it in their home, a Lowell area all the time, like Tewksbury, close to there. It's not as bad getting up there, as we would have to go to South Shore and Western Mass on a Friday night, you know.
Oh yeah, of
Mm.
course. Of course. And But are you ready to move on?
Oh yes, Versace. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
This is a
And we
big
get to
one.
talk
Okay.
about the people that aren't advertised for tomorrow night either, because some people are on the poster and haven't even been scheduled for a match, which I think a lot of people are going to be interfering in this match, whether it's for one guy's side and one. It is for the control of chaotic wrestling, and you might as well have control of the New England indie wrestling scene if you win this, because you got the leader of the union, the professional wrestling straight edge savior, JT Dunn versus the Chase that runs the place, the current chaotic owner and former chaotic Triple Crown champion Chase Del Monte.
It's gonna be wild, man. It's gonna be wild. I mean, we've it's been
If you
building up to this though. These guys have been building up to this. We've seen the hate. We've seen Chase ban JT down. We've seen Chase do other, we've seen these guys just at each other. JT Dunn has made life miserable for Chase. I
Chase
mean,
Delma. But
and
like
it's
like we
just
talked about the Limitless part, I know I mentioned Limitless a lot on here. JT Dunn out of those four, you know how AEW talks about the pillars besides the elite guys like MJF, Britt Baker, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Jungle Boy and them. You could say the four pillars of New England wrestling before the pandemic was Anthony Green, Josh Briggs, Christian Casanova, and the odd man out was JT Dunn. So, and he blames Chase Del Monte for a lot of that.
well, I mean, he's got a point there. Got a point there. I mean, why aren't we seeing Dunn on? We saw everybody else go to Evolve and this and that. At one point. What about JT Dunn? Where was he? I mean, I get it. I get it. And I know how this business works, and I get the bitterness that can take place over years. I see it with all sorts of guys. Okay, some people never even let the grudges go, and I think this is going to be a big one. If JT wins, he takes control of Chaotic. I mean, who knows how it's going to be? JT's a very smart man. He's a businessman as well. He's not an
You know
idiot.
what's
I
fun?
watch. I
You
watch
guys
him
are
work.
gonna laugh.
I watch him work his merch tables. Him and AC almost every show. The other guys come out and help. JT is a smart businessman. Okay, he knows how to get things done. Let's say. I'm if he wins, I'm not scared of chaotic folding. I'm just we might have to pay a little bit more in ticket prices, but who knows?
You
We
know what
might
I
get
think's gonna happen? You're gonna laugh. it will be a kind of a pun to what's going on in the world right now. But this isn't a. I'm not talking about politics or anything. Maybe instead of raising ticket prices, maybe the unit, Mike Verna and Traeger OG and Danny Miles will replace the students working as security guards for Chaotic. Maybe they'll require you to have proof of pledge certification to get in.
Potentially, yes.
You never know because a lot of people's jobs are at stake. Rich Palladino, Anthony Green, and Love Dog have less of a chance than VSW to be in the Chaotic next year, from what I've seen. And our fate will be decided by the unit guys are going to vote whether me and you can come back for Sachi and watch.
We are, and that's what I'm saying. So, like,
This
you
could be our
know,
last Chaotic show ever for anyone. You never know.
never know what happens. Who knows? But like I said, it's gonna be a match to end all matches. Now, Chase Belmont is a very talented wrestler. JT Dunn, very talented wrestler. These guys are very talented in the ring.
And,
What
and
kind of
Chase
matchup?
Del
What kind of match you think we're gonna see though? You think we're gonna see this technical wrestling match? You think we're gonna see an all-out brawl?
I think it's going to start off as a regular singles, maybe technical match. I can see this. It's definitely going to be longer than 31 seconds that you see with Brad's challenge and me. But will it last as long as the Hangman Page Brian Danielson match on Dynamite last night to go over an hour? I'd love it if they could battle for do all the undercard before Intermission Versace and just have that match right after going for a long time.
Yeah.
Too bad
Yeah.
they couldn't get a Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell would be perfect for this match.
Well, that would be because I don't know how you're gonna keep any of these other guys from getting involved. Now, I'm sure there's gonna be some chaotic OGs out there to help Chase. Okay,
That's what I
and
mean. You're gonna have Love Dog most Davey Ann's not she's the reigning chaotic heavyweight champion. She's not even advertised for the match. She's on the poster tomorrow. So you never know. Maybe Chase didn't book her on purpose in case they're not gonna come out first. It's gonna be guys like Trigger OG, Mike Verna, ACB, and fun.
unless
I mean Dirty
unless
Dango.
Davey takes the pledge.
That could or AG teased. You weren't there for Sachi, but he teased taking the pledge, but he ended up. He had a unit shirt on him right when it was at the breaking point match, but he didn't attack Chase. He pretended to attack
What
Chase,
about
and he
Dirty Dango? That was another thing.
yeah, he faked an injury, Dirty Dango. And I think he's going to interfere. But you're going to see Love Dog really wants to fight for his life tomorrow because I think JT Dunn, Anthony Green already said he's going to quit tomorrow night if JT wins. JT says he's going to fire him. But Love Dog, they're either going to make him bully him, make him worse than the students, treat him worse than the students, or they're going to fire him. So I think you're going to see dude make his stand tomorrow night. AC Romero nearly killed the guy in that match. Power bombing Love Dog through a door.
AC baby. They should They should have him coming out to the song like Santa Baby, but it should say AC Baby.
AC baby. Bring the unit down the chimney tonight.
I tell you, I gotta love how people weren't singing and dancing anymore in Maine. That was getting a little old. They don't sing and dance for AC anymore in Maine.
No, they don't. Well, who knows? I guarantee you, if JT Dunn wins, you're going to see John Albert drool our good friend John Albert drool all over JT Dunn and really want him to merge with the prestigious because the unit is way better than the prestigious Versace.
Oh yeah, we saw them take a pounding without Albers around. Um, but you're gonna have other people there that can represent chaotic as well. You got people like MSP. You got other,
Not
lifelong
advertised
chaotic
for tomorrow night.
wrestlers that could
Adam
help.
Booker.
That could help if things go sour for.
I think Ricky Smokes is just going to eat popcorn and watch this. I don't think he cares who wins, but I can see Brad Cashew defending Chase. I could
course.
see some of those
Of course.
students making their debut helping
And who
Chase.
knows if you don't see some other chaotic originals show up.
You could have Eddie and Alicia Edwards show up tomorrow. You never know.
You could have Cassius, oh no, show up.
Oh no. But he was JT Dunn's former partner when JT Dunn was just starting.
That's what I'm saying. You never know what could happen. Maybe he brings him in after he wins. Maybe Chase gets out, Cassius is in. You don't know. Anything can happen in chaotic at the end of the year.
But I know it's hard for me to say. I said I like both of them. I'm gonna be unbiased. I like JT Dunn a lot, and I think either way, I can't pick sides for Sachi because who's gonna benefit me and you? Who's gonna benefit VSW the more? If they really want us to really want me to decide who to root for, you gotta give us our perks. You gotta ask what you want from us before I pick a side because I like both of them. Chase has done a fantastic job. He actually has people that are smiling at Chaotic. In the past, some people really didn't feel like they wanted to be there. Even the students are all happy working there. Like he's got a great thing going. He gets over 100 to 200 people at a chaotic show now. When I've watched old clips, they barely, outside the big 3 pay-per-views, they barely had 50 people.
No, you're right. And
So it's a very
it's come a
hard
long
decision.
way. It's come a very long way. It's great.
But I do think the storylines would be very interesting. You would get this classic Attitude Era, or even we talk about Bryan Danielson a lot now. With before he was in AEW kicking heads like he did in the indie days, he was against the Authority. You might see the unit play this Authority role, which we haven't seen that Authority role in wrestling in a while. Maybe we need more of that. Build up big heels and build up big organic baby faces again.
It's true. We might. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna take place. We're gonna have to wait and see. The future of New England wrestling kind of is in the balance here, though.
What's going to happen to Rich Palladino? Will it be the last time we see him, too? You never know.
Rich could be out. Not even just that. What happens to the school? What happens to all the students? What happens to
I think me
everything?
and you have a better chance than half the baby faces to come back.
I mean, me honestly, I like Chase. Chase is a cool dude, but I'm a big unit fan. I wouldn't mind seeing JT take over.
I
Let's see
wouldn't
what he
either.
can do.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's see what he can do. Let's see what
People love JT Dunn. There are chaotic fans that still wear his stuff despite him being the biggest heel in all of
look
New
it.
England
All I'm
wrestling
gonna
right now.
say is these guys draw good for us on my YouTube channel. So
Exactly. That's why I
I
think.
would rather stick with what draws good, and that's JT Dunn in the unit. AC draws big, Trigger draws big, Miles, Verna. The list can go
I'm
on. These
just going
guys
to.
draw. So
And since it's not a big hotel venue, I can't wait to get that popcorn tomorrow night for Sachi.
oh, you've been waiting for that one. You have. You have.
I just don't want. It's a hard decision for me. I don't want Love Doug to be fired for Sachi or Mortar or us or AG
Well, you know what could always
or
happen
the
is no, 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 no. Hear
students.
me out though. Look, because I think there's a lot of things opening up next year. Who knows? Maybe JT Dunn takes Chaotic over, and then Chase opens up another promotion with Love Doug Mortar and all those guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe there'll be 2 Chaotics, just like there'll be 2 Beyonds. I heard there
There,
might. I heard there's gonna be 2 KPWs. I heard there's gonna be a bunch of things. Left Wrestlers coming
ugh,
back with
ugh.
Limitless.
Les
It,
Retzel, yeah.
it's gonna be all sorts of fun. Who
I'm
knows what
excited
can
for
happen?
when you.
All I know is one thing: it's gonna be another action-packed, chaotic wrestling show to end the year. Like I said, stronger than ever. As this has been one hell
Who
of a year for chaotic wrestling, in my opinion.
before we sign off for Sachi, I want to say whoever takes control, whether it's JT Dunn in the unit, whether it's Chase that retains, hear me out. My high school reunion. I know you know this, Versace. As you guys know, I'm a big Boston sports fan. Versace's a big wrestling fan. We kind of merge. I always wanted to do a Boston sports cast my whole life, but the thing is that you got fucking fucking so many people. I went to school for Wolf in Watertown. When I post my Wolfcast, they can't help but see some of the shorts, whether it's chaotic wrestling, beyond NCW, all the great things New England has. No, people are starting to realize how much mainstream wrestling is coming through the New England area, how big it's getting. So people ask me about the Sons of Italy Watertown show. It was a Friday night before Halloween. Everyone under the sun I knew went to a Halloween party that Saturday, and Friday they were doing their own things and wanted to get away. So I have so many people dying to go to the next chaotic show, whether it's in Waltham, Watertown, locally. So you got last fans. So hear me out, guys. Done. Del Monte, work with us. Hear me out. We got a lot of people that are interested to come in for their first ever wrestling show that's not WWE. If you can't work with us, whoever wins, please.
Oh yeah, we would love to draw the fans in there, and bring some of your friends in and our friends into the, kind of giving up on wrestling back into it, because there is a lot of, worthwhile wrestling in New England, especially in the independent scene, especially in chaotic wrestling. So,
That's
just
why I'm going with a neutral standpoint. I know in WWE I've been a big babyface guy, and when we're in the indie scene, I tend to root for the heels because I go for a good laugh. But I'm going to be neutral. I'm going to enjoy the match. I just hope they beat the hell out of each other. I hope there's weapons involved. I hope there's guys that help JT out, unit guys. I hope there's people like Davey Love Duck come out to help Chase. I'm just hope because Brian Danielson and Heyman Adam Page match really made people have to step up wrestling for me. It was incredible draw last night. So I think Chase and JT Dunn will do it. It's going to be very hard to overcome their breaking point main event, the Survivor Series War Games hybrid match, but I'm confident they will do it because there needs to be some kind of cliffhanger, shocking moment to end the year. So
yes, yes, and I think that you're gonna see a lot of that. Just you're gonna be surprised at what's gonna take place tomorrow night at Chaotic Wrestling. And with that, I am going to be signing out. I'm going to be taking a quick break. I'm going to be coming back with the VSW Free for All. So stay tuned for that. Disable Wolf will be back with us too at some point in the evening.
yeah,
And we
nice
will.
part about this, I can just do my own thing, see my mom, and I'll pop in and out. But always feel free to call Versace. You know me. I'm always willing to do a podcast with you, buddy.
Exactly.
Give some people a chance to step up, see what they want.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It will
I
be.
cannot wait for the final fight tomorrow, and the wolf is silent.